Hi.
Hey, we're gonna do Alex Day's YouTube survey this year, because we don't have anything else to do. Why are you called that?
My name is Thomas Zalatnai, because my grandpa's name was Tomasz.
Tomasz.
Yeah, it's the Hungarian version of Thomas.
Tomasz.
And my mom liked that name, and so she gave it to me. I have my last name because I don't have a dad, so I just got my mom's last name, and it literally means nothing, except there's like a Hungarian pop star or something who's got that name too. So
Wait, how does your name mean like nothing?
No,
Or like you don't know what it means?
It just doesn't mean anything.
So how did it come to exist?
The one thing that I heard once was that it's like Nai means like born.
Okay.
So my mom's theory is like born of Zalat, but that doesn't mean anything either. Like that's not a place or a person that we know. So
maybe Zealot was like, so horrible that he was erased from the record of human history. My brother actually named my first name. He told my mother that if I was to be a girl, I would be Jennifer or Stephanie. And if I was a boy, we would call me Timothy. And my mom looked at him and probably scratched her head for a little bit and said, okay, I guess. And didn't really think about the fact that then we would be Tim and Tom, because my brother's name is also Tom, which causes massive amounts of confusion. And so yeah, we became Tim and Tom Blay.
Tell us about your favorite school teacher.
My favorite school teacher, I think, was my grade 10 math teacher. His name was Mr. Neild. He had this nice habit of like being a total jerk. I only had 2 friends in high school for most of high school, and I hope they don't mind that I'm sharing this, because it's kind of... their names were Jamie Dixon and Jeff Herskowitz, and they were called by my teacher throughout the entirety of when I knew them Son of Dick and Hershey Squirts. He would like lob chalk at them. Just whenever he felt like it. It was like, just like when he was out of chalk, it was too short, he just picked it up and yeah.
My favorite school teacher was a guy named Mr. Lavoie. He was my high school math and science teacher. He was possibly the most self-deprecating person on the planet. He had this thing that he called the Golden Lavoie Awards. These were basically pieces of wood that he had gotten in the wood shop to kind of cut into shapes of L's and then spray paint gold. And he gave them to us. Yeah, that was the only award I've ever won. I won this award for being the student who does the least work in his class but still gets 100.
What is the strangest food you've ever eaten?
Montreal breakfast places have this thing called creton, or creton. It's kind of just made of various weird parts of animals, kind of ground up into like a pate, served cold, and it just looks like a little gray block. And it's really delicious, but I don't want to think about what goes into it ever. Someone was starting to tell me the other day, and I decided I would just interrupt them and change the topic because it sounded kind of weird.
Well, mine is also a spread. When I went to Australia, I tried for the first time in my life Vegemite. It's basically just horrible. There's nothing good about it. I mean, even the process is like, you take a beer vat and you collect all the like dead carcasses of yeast at the bottom of like the beer. You like scrape them off the bottom or something, and then you like mix them with salt, and it just tastes like disgustingly briny, beery nastiness. Tell us about your first gig.
The first gig I remember going to was for the Fundamentals, who are a ska band based out of Montreal.
Oh yeah.
Their lead singer is a friend of ours, Reg McLean. That's not what his voice sounds like, that's a trumpet.
There's this church in Hudson, it's a Baptist church, and it's made out of an old barn. So they had these concerts they called Rockin' Barn Parties, where they would bring like some weird, ridiculous Christian band from like a local Christian band. So I went to a couple of these when I was like 12, I was still like 3'5" or something. The first one was this band called Everflow. They were like just like a really, really loud, like I don't think they were actually that loud music. They just turned up the PA system like so much, and like the echoes in like this massive church thing. Someone gave me like a pair of like big industrial earmuffs to wear. To like protect my ears from the noise, and I just like sat in the back and just I was like, why am I here? I can't hear anything that's going on, and I'm wearing earmuffs.
What is your favorite place?
Just love the city of Montreal. I love like the mountain and the culture and like all the weird like shops and restaurants and stuff. But then I went to Vancouver for a summer and like freaking loved not so much the city, like the city Vancouver, right? The city of Vancouver is not as good as the city of Montreal, like face it, sorry. But the surrounding, like BC is freaking beautiful, like the rainforests and mountains and all stuff. So I always kind of want someone to just like take Montreal and like lift it out of the ground on a crane and like airlift it over and like plant it in like the Pacific Ocean right beside Vancouver or something.
So I also really, really like Montreal. I wouldn't really want to live anywhere else. I did live in Vancouver for a little while actually, and I loved it. But the air was a little too dry for me, and it kind of made my skin kind of explode a lot. Yeah, I also really like New York City. I don't own one of those t-shirts that says that I love it, but I do. It's in my heart. But I would never want to live there because it's gross. So Tim, who would you like to have answer this survey next?
There's this guy who started following my other channel whose name is Trudbowl, and he has a really good voice, and he does weird like a cappella stuff, and it's actually really cool. And he sort of hinted at like a weird sort of nerdy past also, but I don't know much about it, so I would like him to answer this survey and tell us about himself.
I would really like to see a cappella science answer these questions. That guy's pretty cool.
Right. I have a feeling that those answers would actually be remarkably similar to mine. I don't know, I feel like I have a bit of a connection to that guy.
Yeah.
Like he and I think we see eye to eye, you know?
Maybe. Yeah.
Like you know, when he's singing, I just feel like he's part of me. Alright, well, we'll see you later. This has been fun. Surveys and whatever.
Bye, campers.
Bye.